Holy crap, am I still doing this? Oh, God. Jesus, it's been like forever. It feels like it's been forever. Well, that's because it has been. Or, I don't know. Anyway. Hello there, CriterioNate here, number 486. Gotta hope it's 486 because I'm not looking it up. David Mamet's Homicide. 1991, 101 minutes, color stereo, 1.0, blah, 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 blah. So, basically this is the sequel to House of Games. Not really. Even though half the cast is in it. Well, it's got Joe Mantegna, I've always pronounced it Joe Mantegna. Yeah, it's not that. There's like an extra A, Joe Mantegna or something like that. He's in it, as he was in House of Games, and this one he plays a Jewish police officer who's working on homicide named Bobby Gold. Even though he's Jewish, he kind of is very critical about his own race. And he's on the trail, and he and his partner Sullivan, played by William H. Macy, are on the trail of this guy Randolph, who's played by Ving Rhames, who's I think a convicted killer or something like that. And they end up getting roped into. Well, he ends up getting roped into the killing of this Jewish woman who owned a candy store. And because he's Jewish, the people who, her family wants him on the case. And he's very resentful about it, and he ends up, being very, I don't want to do this because the Jews are, But, the more he gets into it, the more he realizes he kind of has to start to accept his own Jewish identity. And that's basically the movie. There's not really much to say about this apart from that it's good. It's a good movie. There is an N-word dropping and a number of K-word droppings in it, which a lot of cursing, a lot of racism. Obviously, due to the content of the plot and all that, I sort of expected it, but it still doesn't make it okay. That being said, I think I'm probably going to pick this one up. I've been weary about, picking up, wanting to get ones that are only on DVD, and I think this one's still only on DVD. Because of that, I don't know if I'm going to be getting it anytime soon. Working on the ones that are only on Blu-ray, because it seems like Criterion are kind of steadily re-releasing them on Blu-ray, or releasing some of the old ones on Blu-ray. And I'd love to get like The Human Condition, and I heard a rumor that Written on the Wind may be put on Blu-ray by the end of the year, and a bunch of other ones. So anyway, but yeah, Homicide is a great film. It definitely feels like a Mamet film, very similar to House of Leaves. Again, Joe Mantegna just kills. He's a fantastic actor, and he does a great job here as he did in House of Games. William H. Macy, I've never been a big fan of his work, but a lot of that is just what he's done lately. In this movie, he shines. He and Mantegna make a great team, and then everybody else, there's a lot of similar characters, and I didn't really pick up on how many actors in this movie were in House of Games until I saw the bonus features. There's a 20-minute documentary about a new documentary featuring a bunch of actors who worked with him on different films, such as mostly House of Games and Homicide, such as Mantegna and other characters like actors like Ricky Jay, who plays one of a Jewish man in Homicide, but also plays one of the gamblers in the card dealing scene in House of Games. Say nothing of Stephen Goldstein, who plays a student, or like someone who works in a library, and he's like a Jewish student in Homicide, and he also plays one of the doctor's patients in House of Games. and yeah, and other characters and all that. And so they just talk about working with Mamet in that, and yeah, so it was a trip. It was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember him. I remember him. Yeah, I remember all those people. So it's a treat to get to see characters that, you know, actors that you recognize, you know, and also it doesn't feel like, you know, it was too long ago that I saw House of Games. So there is that as well. So, Homicide, good movie, very good. I'm gonna pick this one up, probably on DVD at some point. Although, you know, I'm holding that for Blu-ray. I'm thinking next month when the sale hits, I'm gonna focus on Blu-rays, although they're more expensive. You know, I really want to get America Lost and Found BBS story, but anyway, I'm going off all kinds of topic. We need to stick on Homicide. So. Homicide gets an A- from me. A- minus because of that N-word. I mean, obviously, the racism, you know. But, you know, I mean, obviously it's sadly part of the plot. There you are. You know, there's a lot of racism in the police force back then. And, yeah, it's a shame. It's a damn shame, but, you know, there it is. And, but, you know, sadly it's a distraction, but it's one that, you know, doesn't don't hit you over the head with the racism. I mean, it's there, it's uncomfortable, but sadly, you know, in the end, the plot kind of just, you know, Mamet wrote a good story, you know. It's just a shame that there's so much racism in it. So, anyway, yeah. So Homicide gets an A- from me. Supplements. As I mentioned before, the program, the new 21-minute program with all the interviews. What I really liked is the gag reel. There's 6 minutes of outtakes and bloopers, and I always thought those are kind of, you know, it's such a serious movie that I thought, you know, it's kind of fun to see them messing up and having fun on the scenes, and so that's really cool. And there's also about 3.5 minutes worth of TV commercials, TV trailers for Homicide as well. And yeah, so that's it for this one. Homicide gets an A- from me. I would check this one out. Just be wary of the racism. Anyway, so that's it for today. I'm glad we're getting there. We're getting to the end, slowly but surely. Good God. So next up, that Hamilton woman, which we will probably get to. We will probably get to that one. I would say. Not tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, but definitely maybe tomorrow. Definitely Friday. Friday night we will get to that Hamilton woman. Thursday I don't have time. Yeah, Friday that Hamilton woman, and then Saturday, if not Saturday, definitely Sunday Howard's End. And then after that, the Eclipser's coming back in for the Dusan Makabajev set, which I'm just, you do you. Good luck. It's going to suck, I promise you that. And then I put a hold on the next couple, Christmas Tale, Z, Monsoon Wedding, and, gosh, I forget the other one. What's the other one I put? Monsoon Wedding. Wings of Desire, Wim Wenders' Wings of Desire. So those are coming, and we'll get those done. And then, gosh, we're already in the 490s already. We'll be done. We've got Gomorrah, Downhill Racer, The Golden Age of Television, Shay. And then we'll have the Eclipser do one more set, the Chantal Ackerman set, and once again I don't envy him, you know. And then the Roberto Rossellini War trilogy, and we're done. We're taking a break, you know, a long-awaited break, and then we'll wrap up, you know, do the top 28, worst 14, and all that good stuff. So the end is in sight. The question is, can I get this done by the end of June? Probably not, but definitely, I'd say beginning of July. Fingers crossed. So, anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't say the N-word. Don't say the K-word. Yeah, that's about it. Just don't be racist. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all either tomorrow or Friday for that Hamilton woman. And until then, goodbye.